Hello, this is WarriorAtk, and I am back for another video. This time it's no gameplay. This is actually part 2 of my armor and weapons guide. And today we're going to be focused on the gear stats. What are they? There's probably one of the biggest questions that fans ask. What is spirit? What is physical attack? What is this and what is that? So, I'm going to go over each of these stats one by one. But first, I've got a screenshot here that discusses this is a crossbow, but basically this circle here is the base stats, and then this circle here are the bonus stats. And this list of stats is what you will find in one of these two sections or both. There are certain ones that you may only see on armor. So, for example, physical defense and magic defense, you will only find on armor from what I can tell so far. At least I haven't yet seen it on other weapons and rings. But anyway, let's go through this list one by one. The first thing is these first three here, the AssassinAtk percentage, WarriorAtk, as well as MagicianAtk. These will increase your damage. It will increase the physical attack as well as the magic attack based on the percentage. And what you see in the character stats, which I will talk about in another video series, but those would be reflected in the character stats, the total physical attack and magic attack. But overall, really, just about any build, no matter what you do, you should definitely focus on whatever your class is. So if you're an assassin, then you should shoot for where all of your items, your gear, should contain this particular stat. It will just overall increase your damage. The next one is physical attack. So this is basically the core stat for the amount of damage that you're going to do. Now, we don't know yet exactly the algorithm or the formula for how much damage the physical and magic attacks actually do, but what we do know is it's the core stat that determines the damage. PhysicalBrk or PhysicalBrk is also known as penetration. So if you're looking at your character stats, so when you tap on bag, your main character screen, this is what penetration is. And this value basically means how much of the physical defense of the opponent that you're going to ignore. So for example, if a opponent has a physical defense of 100 and you have a physical break or penetration of 10, then you're going to be hitting that opponent, whether it's a player or a monster, as if they had a physical defense of 90. So that's what penetration is. The next stat here is crit percent, and this is critical rate, or basically your chance to do a critical damage. You'll notice that sometimes when you're hitting something, a monster or another player, you'll see something real big that comes like critical, and then it's a much larger number. So that's what this does, is it increases your chance to do critical damage, which leads to the next stat, crit damage. This is increases the critical damage that you do. Again, we don't know the algorithms yet. It looks like roughly it does about almost double damage. So what I don't know yet, or what we don't know yet, is this percentage. Does it increase the percent? Let's say, for example, our crit damage is 100%, right? That's basically double damage. Does this percentage mean it will, if we go up 10%, will it go up from 100 to 110%, right? Or let's say if the critical damage is 50%, right, in the game, and it says it increases it by 10%, does it mean it increases that 50% by 10%, right? Which would be something like 55%, right? Don't know all the algorithms yet, but either way, it's a good stat, helps boost up your damage. The next stat here is MagicianAtk. So just like PhysicalAtk, this is your core damage that you'll be doing based on whatever magic attacks that you're doing, or if your weapon has a magic attack. So for example, in this screenshot here, this weapon has both a magic attack and physical attack. So you'll be doing both physical and magic at the same time. The next one is hit percent. This is your chance of actually hitting the opponent. So, for example, when you're in combat, and sometimes you see players dodge, that means you missed. So that's what this hit percent does. Is it increases your chance of you hitting them and them not dodging you. The next stat here is speed. The assassins get a base speed of 1500, and everyone else gets a base of 1000, which basically means assassins can attack 1.5 times faster or more often. So increasing your speed, you will be attacking or casting spells more often. Physical defense and magic defense should be self-explanatory. Physical defense, this will reduce the amount of damage that you take from physical damage, and magic defense is you'll be reducing the amount of magic damage that you will be taking. Crit defense is reduces the amount of crit defense is the chance of a opponent not doing a critical damage on you. So, for example, instead of them doing critical damage to you, you won't take any critical damage at all from that opponent. So this will increase your chance of not taking critical damage for that attack. That's not to say for the entire game, right? If you're in one like arena, for example, in one turn they may not do critical damage, but the next turn, it will re-roll to determine whether you take critical damage or not. So it's not going to be, oh, I'm never going to take critical damage. That's not what that means. Dodge percent chance. So opposite of hit. This is your chance of dodging attacks. My character is focused on dodge and speed. So I see that my character, more often than others, I dodge attacks. So basically I'm avoiding damage completely. And it's just my playstyle. But dodge is pretty cool. Life. This is your HP or hit points. This basically really increases your survivability, so you can take more damage, basically. So this increases your hit points. Spirit. Probably one of the biggest questions out there is, what is Spirit? And Spirit increases your magic attack and magic defense. So this is especially good for spellcasters like magicians, or those who just cast a lot of spells, as well as tanks, for the magic defense. So that's what Spirit does. Magic points, very similar to hit points. This is magic points. And this basically means that you can cast more spells more often. And that pretty much covers all of them. So again, you will find most of these in just about any gear. A really quick tip to throw out there is, if you're building up your character, really just focus on 4 of these, especially when we're looking at these bonus stats here. Focus on 4 on all your gear. Really try to specialize your character. If you're just going all over the place, you got one gear that has some 4 stats, and then another piece of gear that has 4 completely different stats, that's not really going to work very well. So just focus on 4 stats, pick 4 that you really like, and just do that, and try your best. that's what I do. I try to focus on dodge, speed, critical chance, and then of course the assassin attack. So those are the four that I focus on. It's not always possible and could get expensive, understood, but it will certainly help. And that's it for this video. Just a call out, you can find more information and more guides at this website here. This is basically the official or unofficial source for the casual warrior guides. So go to www.casualwarriorcommunity.wordpress.com. Thank you. Please like the video. Leave a comment. If I've missed something, let me know. Or if you have some other tips, let me know. I plan on doing some more parts for the armor and weapons guide. There's certainly more to talk about. And I'm also going to be doing a class builds guide as well shortly. So yeah, let me know what you think and take care.